And of course, we need to walk through the system itself, the Neo webinar platform. Basically, to discuss some few of the major components, which is the home, modules, workstation, and the virtual classroom. Okay? Any question at this time? Pa-write lang po doon sa chat discussion, and we would have somebody here from LGA side to quickly give you a feedback through your chat boards. And we have a partner from the developer if you have some questions. Okay, hindi pa nakikita. Refresh lang po dun sa mga hindi nakakakita. I-refresh lang po. Okay. Refresh nyo lang po yung browser ninyo. But do not log out. Refresh lang po. Okay. Okay. Sige. So far, we can go doon na sa teko. So, okay na po ba? Okay. Good to go. Okay, good to go. Okay. Let me start with, thank you, with the next. Okay. Systems requirements. Reverse the question. Okay. Okay. It will be, Sir Arnel, we will be discussing some of it. Kaya ito yung mga systems configuration that we have to take note. Okay. Sabi ko nga, before we start doing our facilitation, we need to have, to set up our infrastructure or maybe systems configuration that we have. So I would like to share with you yung mga systems configuration requirements. Before, ang sabi natin, yung first simulation, if you were there, some participants na nandito ay nandoon, at sinabi doon that the system can be through your iPads, through your other interface and other devices, yung mga mobile interfaces natin. But there is a niche there. We need to install a flash player na 10.3. If you look at the presentation, these are the software type and the version that we need to consider if we would like to run it on a different device other than PC or other than laptops. Okay? In terms of software, we need to see na meron tayong flash player at hand, 10.3 at the minimum. Okay? And we need, it can run through different browser, katulad ng Internet Explorer, ng Chrome, and if you're using Mac, Safari, or Firefox, or Opera. Okay? In terms of operating system, of course, yung Mac OS natin, Microsoft Windows, and if you have a device, you can use, at least the operating system is Android. And if you have an open source system, then it's Linux. For the port, at least available po ito, yung port 80, it should be open if you are having PC or servers at hand. And then for iOS and Android user, we need to install the WizIQ application to access the virtual class. So, ang difference lang po, if you have a different interface, you might consider the software type. Okay. Okay. Yes. You just need, kung kayo po ay nahuli, you can just, kung hindi nakaka-view po kayo ng presentation, you just need to refresh but you don't need to log out. Just refresh the browser. Okay. That is in terms of software type and version. Okay na. So, yung mga gustong tumingin or, okay. For asterisk, in consideration po for those who will gonna use po yung mga iPads, yung mga other mobile devices aside from PC or laptop, ito po yung consideration. You need to install the WizIQ application. It is downloadable in their website, www.wiziq.com. Mamaya, bibigay ko po yung address later on. Okay, yun ay kung gagamit lang po kayo ng mobile devices. Pero kung hindi naman po and you're using your PC or your laptop, okay lang po na wala yung OS or for the Android. Okay. Free po yun. Free. Okay. I'll go to the next slide po. Okay na po? Alright. In terms of internet connection speed requirements, dito na po tayo nagkakatalo-talo, ano? To give way, katulad po ng sinabi ni Sly yesterday, there are 10 netiquettes. So, one of the consideration is that meron tayong consideration on internet connection. Maybe some participants or in our class would not have a video but only an audio. Just for example, yung sa ating kasamaan in 4A, meron lang siyang video pero wala siyang microphone. So, if that is the case, we need to consider ito pong speeds. So, for an audio only, you just need just to have a headset. Ito po yung capacity or the internet connection. The minimum, 24 kbps up to 256 kbps. And if it's an audio plus other feature, the minimum is you need to have 300 kbps to 512 kbps. Okay? And for those who would have only video session, for example, you just need to upload videos. It should run on a 106 kbps to 112 kbps. And if you have video session and other session, the minimum you need is at 156 kbps to 1 mbps. For the users side, we only required them for a 512 kbps running on a laptop or on a PC with their webcam and with their microphones. Okay. Okay. Meron ng update sa MBA? Na-note na po dyan? Okay. Tuwatas ang kamay ng mga tao dito? Okay. Minimum requirement po. Yes, Sir Nilo. Minimum requirements po siya. Okay. You can go beyond. Okay. Next. In term of test for screen sharing, just in case po that you have na hindi po uploadable dito sa ating class, virtual class application, but you need a browser kasi you need to view something on a browser. For example, mga journals and other materials, there would be a time that you need to test your virtual class for a screen sharing. Okay. Okay. And I would like to acknowledge po yung isang team natin, technical team from the developer side. If you have some questions and if you have technical questions, pwede na pong sagutin ng ating technical support. We just want to welcome po yung ating support dyan, si Sir Arnel. Yung nakalagay pong support na ID. Okay? So, balikan ko po, test for screen sharing. Mamaya gagawin ko po yung screen sharing, but before you do that, you just need to take note of this. Test the availability and compatibility of plug-in versions. Kasi yesterday, kaya hindi po tayo nag-push through because of the plug-in. For Mac, katulad po ng ginagamit ko, may limitation po ron, kaya kailangan pong ilagay yung Java plugin for it to run, yung interface ng screen sharing. Pero kaya nga po, it was a lessons learned for us that we have to test it first before going through a virtual class. So I'm reminding the facilitator, if you're going to have a screen sharing activity or session, you might as well to consider applying compatibility and its availability on your physical workstation or physical PC or laptops. Of course, there is a Java requirements here, yung Java version 1.5 or later version. So, pwede pong mag-adjust po doon. But there is an important note on Java plugin. If it's required only if you are a presenter. So, facilitator po, especially mga facility na nila kailangan ng plugins. But for user, for presenter or facilitator who will be sharing information via your desktop screen, and you need to consider a screen sharing activity, you might consider installing a Java plugin before doing that. Okay po. Question so far po? Sa chat box po, pwede kayong mag-type in if you have questions. This is for the system's configuration requirements. Okay, for region 12. Yep, it's cool. Sir Rick, so only the percentage the Java. Yes, Sir Rick, you will only need to configure your computer and have a Java plugin only if you need to do a screen sharing. But if you don't need a screen sharing during your virtual class, hindi na po ninyo i-install yung Java plugins. Okay, any more questions po? Okay. Okay. Yes, sir. Kung ganito lang po na ang interface, you have a presentation and you're talking at hindi po kayo mag-screen sharing, then you don't need a Java plugins. Kasi one-time installation lang po yun. So, just be sure, total scheduled naman po yung ating mga virtual class. Make sure that if you need an interface for screen sharing, make sure you have the Java plugins. Okay, thank you, Sir Ring. Thank you. Go to the next. Any more question? Okay. Okay, need to go to the next. Okay, ang setup ng class setup, o yung virtual class setup. From your end, as facilitator, you need to visualize the setup of your class, even if hindi nyo sila nakikita physically. Okay. For our instructor, at least you have satisfied the minimum requirements as instructor or facilitator. It's either you have a laptop that has already cameras and audio na naka-built in. Otherwise, if you have a PC desktop, you just need to install your headsets and a camera. PC user. But an instruction needs to make sure an interface of your audio and of your video. And of course, as instructor, you need to know that you have other students. Maybe some of your students are in the office and some would be at home. Or somebody will be at the park, anywhere. So you will be connected via internet by logging through the Neo webinar platform. So there will be an interface through the internet, and at the same time, we would have itong mga remote servers, yung ating mga online collaboration system, which is the back end for our system. Hindi na natin kailangan isipin pa kung ano ito. The most important thing as facilitator, you are there to support your student and you know at nakikita nyo po yung mga estudyante, the list. Naririnig nyo sila or nakikita nyo sila beside knowing na meron po kayong attendees list on your on your rightmost side ng screen, nakikita nyo kung sino yung attendance or sino yung mga users online. Okay. Other consideration, of course, as facilitator, your regional facilitator who might be, maybe the facilitator can be your resource person at the time that he or she is sharing his session or topic. And at the same time, you need to consider your student. And of course, dito po pumapasok that during the virtual class, you need to have your IT support there. Maybe yung ating mga IT specialists, not necessary na mag-share sila, but they will be there to provide an IT support in terms of ano yung mga configuration, ano yung mga systems requirement, so that makapag-broadcast po tayo ng maayos and smoothly. So may role po yung ating IT specialist there, making sure that you're running at hindi na ba-brown out. So ito po yung mga lessons na kailangan natin consider, that there might be switching or malag off kayo, mga ganito, but you have to be ready. That's why the IT support there, yung ating mga IT specialist. Okay. That yung mga previous slide, I talk about